A wolf in sheep's clothing. A traitor in our midst. Someone here does not belong. This is the Fujifilm X-T5. Behind its film SLR-inspired exterior lies a modern digital beast that is ready for action. When I say this is one of my favorite digital cameras, I mean it. It has been by my side for almost 3 years and has traveled with me all over the world, producing some of my favorite images that I've taken so far. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you want to know more about how the camera feels to use long term, more than the specifications that are listed on the outside of the box. This review is going to be split into 3 sections: design, technology, and operation. Design. In my opinion, Fujifilm makes some of the best looking cameras available today. They were pioneers in the retro design that so many camera brands are adopting today in their mirrorless systems. This is what drew me to Fujifilm in the first place almost 8 years ago when I bought my Fujifilm X-T1. The design of the X-T5 is almost perfect. There's no denying that it was a camera designed with photographers in mind. The body of this camera is sleek, yet the grip feels much larger in the hand, and the thumb rest adds another level of security. That, combined with a wrist strap, this camera feels like an extension of your hand. Another huge advantage this camera has for photographers is the fact that you can control all of your camera settings on the outside of the camera, even when the camera is turned off. When I'm traveling and going from outdoors to indoors, I'm able to adjust everything from my aperture, ISO, and shutter speed, all while the camera is turned off. I can also change between single, continuous, and manual focus with just a flip of a switch. There are just 2 minor things that I'm not a fan of when it comes to the X-T5. First is the drive selection rocker. It's a little too easy to move, throwing me off when I'm suddenly in an HDR or bracket mode, or startling myself with a high-speed shutter of 15 frames a second. This next take may ruffle a few feathers, but I kinda wish they kept the fully articulating screen instead of the tilting one. When I'm using this camera for photography, it's not that big of a deal, but for video, it's kind of annoying. But more on video later. If you'd like to take your video from this to this, you should check out Dehancer. Dehancer is a film emulation software that works on almost every editing platform. I've never been the best at color grading, but with Dehancer, it's so much easier. I'm able to create looks based on some of my favorite film stocks. If you'd like to learn more about Dehancer, check out my review video, or visit www.dehancer.com, and if you're interested in subscribing, please use my promo code MOONBEAM10 for 10% off of your subscription. Technology. From a technological standpoint, the X-T5 is a powerhouse of a camera. With the 40 megapixel X-Trans5 sensor, internal stabilization, and Fujifilm's famous film simulations, this camera stands out amongst the others. The new Fujifilm batteries are awesome. They last so long, and I can get through a whole day of shooting on just 2 batteries. It's also super convenient having a dual SD card slot that you can customize to either back up, or in my case, I usually use one for pictures and one for video. One of the main draws to the Fujifilm system is the film simulations, and how you can customize them to be whatever you want them to be. And you can store up to 7 of these custom simulations that are quickly accessed in the quick menu. Many Fujifilm photographers don't even shoot RAW because they're so happy with the film simulations. If I'm shooting casually, I typically will just shoot JPEG, but if I'm shooting some street photography to build my portfolio, or if I'm shooting some portraits, I will typically shoot in RAW plus JPEG for quick turnarounds with JPEG. And with RAW, it's not because I enjoy editing RAW files in Lightroom, it's because I really enjoy reprocessing images using XRAW Studio. I truly don't think that this software is talked about enough. You can connect your X-T5 directly to your computer and adjust all of the settings that you would in a custom film simulation. You can also bank all of your previously used simulations and add them or remove them from your camera. You can also export JPEGs with all of these simulations with these raw files. And what's cool is that the camera is the one that's reprocessing these images, not your computer. This means it's almost as if you were using that recipe when you clicked the shutter. I'm going to take a moment and let you know that we are currently running a giveaway for a Olympus Infinity 80.
Wow.
This point and shoot camera is brand new. It hasn't been taken out of its plastic yet.
Wow.
You can actually see that in a video here. Let's see. Here. To win this camera, simply go to this video here and leave a comment and subscribe. And once we hit 500 subscribers, I will be giving this camera away.
Wow.
Operation. The design mixed with the technology of this camera makes a wonderful shooting experience for photography. It's truly some of the most fun I've ever had with a digital camera. This camera makes me want to go out and shoot more. I love the fully customizable buttons, and the exposure compensation dial is one of my favorite features. I also really love how I am able to separate my photography and video functions of this camera. When I change to movie mode, it goes to the previous settings that I had regardless of where the dials are or where my aperture ring is set on my lens. This is a great hybrid cam situation for when you're taking photos and video. There's just a couple of frustrations that I have when operating this camera. First is autofocus for video. It just does not hit the mark like other camera systems. And without a flip out screen, it's so hard to tell if I'm in focus or not. I've done full talking head takes just to import the footage and see that I was out of focus for 11 minutes. And when I'm behind the camera, it's totally fine. I'm usually able to select where I want it to be focused, or just use manual focus and focus peaking. And for photography, I typically use single point autofocus anyway, and don't use tracking, so it usually does a great job. Taking pictures with the X-T5 is a pure joy, and I hope to be shooting with it for a long time. However, for video, I'm kind of over it. It just doesn't feel like it was made for video. And in a way, I don't think it was. I really think that this camera was designed with photography in mind. It almost feels like having a film SLR in your hands. And as a photographer, I love that. As a videographer, I kinda long for another solution. And honestly, I think that's a great thing. I like that it's photography first. It feels intentional. It feels powerful. It almost feels like it calls out to you to take more pictures with it. And I think that's what you want in a camera. As a film photographer, it gives me a very similar feeling to when I'm shooting with cameras like the Nikon F3. It bridges the gap between analog and digital that I so crave. Overall, if you're looking for a strictly photography camera with a couple of video capabilities and also has a retro feel, I truly think the X-T5 is the way to go. It's a wonderful camera. I can't imagine selling it. I think it will always be in my kit moving forward. If you'd like me to dive into any further tests or anything, just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support this channel, please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when new videos go live. If you're interested in seeing more, feel free to check out any of my other videos.